Hello, everybody, and welcome to Church at Home with Rachel for Thursday, the 29th of January. I'm getting ready next week to go back to work at the office, the new office, which is up 18 stairs. My other office would have been down two sets of stairs that were about 7 steps each, so it's not much of a difference, but a little daunting. But it's my brand new office, so I'll have to set everything up and diving in with lots of meetings and things like that. That's why I'm going to go back to the office next week. But it's taking a little bit of courage. It's taking a little bit of like, okay, it's been a couple of weeks. I've been working from home, um, but that has given me permission to collapse when I need to have extended little naps and things because this healing process takes a lot out of you. But I have to face the fact that I need to get going. At some point, I have to get back into the rat race. No, not really rat race. Just get back into things, and that's going to take courage. And we're facing a world in which we need courage for lots of different things. It could be going to work, it could be dealing with family, it could be looking at the world around us and wondering what do we do next. I am very aware of the need for the call for prayers from our Anglican brothers and sisters in Minnesota. And I am very aware that there are people not very far from here, just hours away, who are facing difficult decisions every day and they need courage. So, whether it's courage on the international scene that's overwhelming you, or courage for simply things at home, the courage to be able to fight through an illness or an injury, a diagnosis, the courage to have a hard conversation. Or to do whatever it is you need to do that takes courage. I understand that. And today I'm going to share with you a devotion from Bear Grylls' Soul Fuel called The Invisible Hand. He says, everything was looking bleak for the country of Judah. Their king had been dethroned and the people exiled to Babylon. Yet again they were slaves living far from home. But they regathered, fought to survive, and started to rebuild what had been destroyed. Just as before, God found someone to help shepherd his people to safety, and Ezra knew exactly how important it was to trust God completely. Because the hand of the Lord my God was on me, I took courage. Ezra chapter 7, verse 28. God's invisible and intangible hand is also on you. You might not have to lead a nation back to freedom, but you have a job to do that involves leading, guiding, encouraging, protecting, strengthening, and sharing love and light with others. When Jesus came to earth, he didn't just lead a nation out of slavery, but all people for all time out of bondage and into life, including you and me. And he's with us in power today with his invisible hand on our lives. First, let his presence encourage, restore, and refresh you. Then pass it on to others. In Christ, you have a well of resources that can never run dry. God's invisible and intangible hand is also on you. I needed to hear those words today. I absolutely needed to hear those words. It's a reminder that no matter how overwhelmed I might get, or how much I think needs to get done, or how difficult the things that need to get done may seem, I don't do them alone. It's sometimes I think it's like a three-legged race. Do you remember that when we were kids, in church picnics or school play days and things like that, where we had to tie our legs? Remember the call, bring in your father's necktie? And they would tie our inside legs together and we had to figure out, do you remember what it was like when you first started, or if you were working with somebody that wasn't really your best friend? Amazing how teachers knew how to pair people, wasn't it, to make them work together? But the first couple of steps, it's like completely impossible because it feels like not only do you not have control of your own body, but you've got the weight of someone else's to kind of drag along. And how are we going to do that? How am I going to get to the end of this race when this is so difficult? But then, whether it's because you're brilliant, or you listen to each other, or you hear other people in the race chatting with each other, and it's like all of a sudden you realize we have to do this together. And it becomes outside, inside, outside, inside. So outside, you move the outside legs. Inside, we move together until you get a rhythm. and you start to realize that you can actually do this well. Works even better when you put your arms around each other to balance and hold each other up. And it's amazing how much momentum you can get when you begin to recognize that you don't have to carry the weight by yourself. We are in this world like a three-legged race, and we have the choice to try to push ourselves through it as if we were the only one in it carrying the weight of everything with us. Or we can recognize that Jesus is right there beside us, his hand around our shoulders, his legs strapped to ours, and together he's whispering, outside, inside, outside, inside. Step forward, together. Step forward, together. We can do this. As you go through your day, as you look at the world, whatever is in your world, whether it's your little place where you are, the room that you live in, your apartment, your home, your little backyard, your community, or whether you're thinking about the international community and what's next or what are you called to do, always remember that Jesus has already bonded himself to us and he is with us, helping us. We can accept the bond and the help that comes with it, or we can try to push him away and try to do it ourselves. But as you know, with like any three-legged race, it's only when you recognize that the bond is there and it can be a strengthening bond, and that when you choose to work with your partner, that you have the ability, the stamina, and the courage to run that race. So as you go about your work, as you go about living your life, your prayers, whatever it is you're doing, with whomever it is you are doing it, always remember that you are not alone. Christ himself is with you. And in that, there is courage, there is strength, there is stamina, and there is the ability to get done what needs to get done. So, if you have someone, a little one, a wee one, a little person in your life that you can call up and say, come and let's do a three-legged race around the kitchen in the living room, ask them and just remind yourself of what it's like and teach them what it's like as well. But if you don't, that's okay. Just remember, you're not in this race alone. Christ is right there, strengthening you, guiding you with his arm around you. Even if you can't feel him all the time, his presence is always there. Have a great day. God bless. And if you do try to do a three-legged race, be careful so you don't end up like me. Okay? God bless. I'll see you again tomorrow for Church at Home with Rachel.